Welcome to Topline Hotline.
From the bowels of a secret shelter where three co-hosts meet to answer the world's riddles and questions about go-to-market, I bring you Topline Hotline. Thirsty Thursdays, your favorite episode. It's as, I don't know. You guys know what Topline Hotline is? We answer questions. It's
We're
late.
actually filming this on a Thursday though. This is
We
our
are
first
filming it.
true Topline Hotline Thursday. I gave
9:36
away our
p.m.
secret.
Eastern.
Yeah, everyone thought it was a live episode, and now I'm just giving it away. We don't do these live.
Everything's ruined. All right. We're going to answer some questions. Asad, you are the question asker.
It's a really short, but I think a good question. So this individual from, again, the depths of Pavilion Slack asks, hey, everyone, curious if anyone has tried a tried and true re-engagement cadence for older stale opportunities, looking to revamp our current process, and thought I'd toss the ask out there. A lot of people are doing this right now. It's a place where they're trying to find demand. And so is there anything you guys are doing that's interesting there, AJ?
I'm going to go off on the word cadence. Not as bad as I went off on G2 last week, but the word, I can't
just talk about whatever you want. I
can't stand the word cadence. It's awful. It just
Why do you hate
up
it so much?
Because it's like it's a button clicking thing. Just click some buttons and just do the work. Do the work.
What does
do
that
the
mean?
research. Like if this is a get back in touch or a close lost or whatever it is, like actually go back and listen to the calls that you had.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh,
no one's doing
that. No one's doing that. I just gave away a massive secret. I'm only giving out one for today. So Sam, what do you got?
Here's what I have to say. I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm going to work out and I'm going to have my full day and I'm not going to have a drink today because I want to get a really good night's sleep. And I'm definitely having a drink as soon as we're done recording.
I'm having one while we're recording, so we're all there now.
Here's my question. I don't think this is a particular. What's interesting? Here's my thought on all of this stuff. There's no free lunch. I'll tell you another story. Here's story time. Everybody sit around the campfire. I went to work for a company called Livestream back in 2015, and I looked at their pipeline. This is a classic story that brings together many different narratives from this week's episode. So if you haven't listened to this week's episode, go back and listen to it. We'll wait right here for you until you come back. Okay, you back? Okay.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Well, that was perfect timing. So that was all right. So I'm doing due diligence on the company, and it says that they have like thousands and thousands and thousands of leads, and they convert a very small percentage of these leads. And they show me the Salesforce dashboards, and the leads are immense, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads every single day. And the company's been around for like, I don't know, at that point, 10 years, I think, actually. And so I was like, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to hire a few more SDRs and I'm going to put some training around them. And we're going to convert even like a 10 or 20% improvement in these leads will massively drive revenue. Well, here's what happened. They weren't really leads. They weren't really leads. They, and this relates to the story we're talking about, the customers decide if it's a recurring subscription or not.
Yes.
They were people that were using the monthly option as a one-time use case for one-off video production instances. And then they would sign up for the month and cancel for the month. And they do that 3 or 4 times a year. And when you get a couple thousand people doing that, it looks like you have lots and lots of leads. And sometimes they were signing up or people would come and also they would click on like powered by Livestream and it would land them on a landing page and they would be viewers watching a live stream. And so the point was I got in there and I spent all this money building out this big sales team and really the business didn't even move. And my point is the original question was how do you re-engage lost opportunities? And I think AJ's exactly right. Be thoughtful, be personal. But I just want to, my main takeaway is there's no free lunch. It's really freaking hard to re-engage lost opportunities. Yes. And there's no like magic campaign that you can run or some specific thing that you can say that like the conversion rates on stuff that Your best moment is the first time they show up at your door,
Yes.
ready and willing to give you their business. Every other time after that, you're looking at single percentage point lift. Close loss, cart abandon, you're not going to get 10% on anything. You're going to get 2 or 3% on all of that stuff.
That's why
what I
we have
think.
this question today, because I think it's the wrong place for people to spend their time. When somebody has said no to you and you're going to spend so much of your time going after everybody that's told you to take a hike to try and convince them to work with you again, I think it's an inappropriate allocation of resources towards that. And it's a fear of net new that we just keep seeing over and over again. Remember that question where the person a couple of weeks ago was like, I've got this inbound team that was very productive when interest rates were zero and it's not productive now. So what are all the things I can get them to do except going outbound and trying to convince somebody to work with
Ooh,
us?
Asad, I disagree with you. So continue on.
Interesting.
Oh,
I
love it.
actually really do disagree. I actually think
Let's do it.
if you put in the research and actually look, SaaS products change on a yearly basis. What the customer was potentially looking for last year, you can offer in a fundamental way a value proposition that maybe you solve today in a unique way. I actually would say that if someone had an interest and was looking to solve the problem and they're still at this company and you can solve the problem today, then I would actually say it is worthwhile to your time. And on top of that, if an AE is doing this, it shows initiative in a way they're doing it. The thing I just throw out is just the what are good cadences? Like,
I think
fuck out of
cadences
here.
are really
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a really fair frustration to have. I was talking to John Burrows and he was saying this. He's like, these tools that allowed for automated outreach, they destroyed go to market because
Yeah.
it essentially made it seem like the highest volume of people we can reach out to, the better. And so it created all these bad habits. And he was really like going off on the fact that he's like, they say they can personalize. He's like, this is not a fucking personalization. I agree
John
with
Henry and the steam engine. He's yelling at tech. What do you want? This is the market. This is the problem with all these Gen AI startups. It's like, oh, they're going to help you write really average copy at massive scale. Well, then there's going to be a 10 million more websites and 10 million more apps, all of them saying the most banal, generic bullshit.
Yeah.
And, it's the way the world works. I don't know what to say about it.
But AJ, just to your point, I think, sure, if your product has taken leaps and bounds ahead and then you should track it, that your lost reason was a specific feature. But I would say a lot of the times when companies say no, I wouldn't say the majority of it is because there was one feature missing, right?
Yeah.
Like there are all sorts of other reasons for it. So I think as an overall strategy, unless and until you have some signal that the majority of people were saying no to us because we didn't have a feature and they didn't buy something else and are tied into a contract, I still don't know if it's the most efficient place to go and spend your time.
Asad, here's what I'm going to do for you, my friend.
Tell me.
I'm going to go get the data, and data is going to prove
data.
to see how efficient
Data in
and
your
effective
face,
our closed
data
loss.
up your rear end.
Yeah. But we're gonna crush it next week.
But that's you.
Topline
You're like the
Hotline.
world's best
I'm
sales
leaving you
leader.
all on a cliffhanger. You're gonna
I
come
think
back.
the only
round
argument,
two,
Asad,
Asad and me.
Last word, only for arbitrary reasons. Mainly because AJ needs to go hang out with Ange. I think the British cycling team, they had this whole thing, right? Where like they looked for 1% improvement across every activity, right? They said it's not one thing that's going to change our performance. It's all things. It's the pillow that we use. It's the temperature that we sleep at night. It's the type of rubber that we use for the tires. I think in the context of we are looking for small efficiency improvements that compound across the entire go-to-market operation, then maybe there's an argument to be made if you can do it efficiently. But then I also just tend to agree. I just tend to agree with you that like they've said no. Like find people that didn't say no.
Yeah.
It's if you have no other choice, then optimize for close lost. But it's probably better to find people that didn't say no. And then
I hate that you said this is the last word, so I'll just shut up.
Now that's the last word. You're right. This has been the longest Topline Hotline in the history of Topline Hotline. Congratulations, dear listener. You have just witnessed a miracle, a world record. This is the world record, the leading longest Topline Hotline
You
episode.
started with "This is such a stupid question," and here we are 10 minutes later.
I know. Well, it's the tequila, it's the data. Anyway, goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Topline Hotline.